Anyway, so Blackwood was caught, and now we need to go and chat up with that man. At least hopefully get some answers out of it. Let's be on Watson while the scent is fresh. I'm no tracking hound in Holmes, but I know how to hunt. I hope you do. Yeah. That was a disgusting burp. Only in the taste-wise. I better take a breath mint. Otherwise I'm gonna be killing myself with my burps today. That was an awful taste and a smell. I mean, burps are nice and everything, but if you smell like crap, better take some breath mints. So I would imagine that he would be at the police station. Ah, there, Bow Street Police Court. Movie theater is doing a special showing of Casablanca tomorrow. Ooh. The original, of course. I mean, I've heard that they're making a remake of Casablanca, which is a mistake even from Hollywood. Icebreaker. Okay, let's take a look around, shall we? The entrance and exit to the holding cells of the police court. And also keys. I can't look at the door to the streets, apparently. Watson appears not particularly well pleased to be spending his time in close proximity to what he refers to as the criminal element. But this typical specimen of London's finest seems excessively wary. His bloodshot eyes may indicate that he has consumed more than 1 or 2 pints at a local alehouse during his last break. They should never remake movies so classic. Well, years ago I heard that they would even do, like, remake The Dirty Dozen, but that gladfully never happened. Because that's another classic they never should touch. But it's Hollywood. They're running out of ideas, so it's all just remakes these days, because they really don't have any more original ideas. And those original ideas that we do get, probably on Netflix. But they're not that great always. Not always. Sometimes, but not always. At least there's some originality over on Netflix. Unlike Hollywood. Everybody is sick of remakes, Becky. Everybody is. All they do is just they are just because of no originality, just being remakes. They're killing the movie industry, and everybody just wants to see the originals instead of the remakes. Hey, Mark, how's it going? Also, hey, Gabriel. Fetches the finest cashews to freshen everyone's breath. Holding cells for those awaiting an appearance before the magistrate. What dismal accommodations the Crown provides for miscreants, Watson. Aye, but no worse than they deserve, Holmes, I'm sure. Is there anything else that occurs to you, Watson? No, I regret, Holmes. I am Sherlock Holmes, and this is my colleague, Dr. Watson. Oh yeah, well, I'm pleased I am to make your acquaintance, your worship, but you'll have to push off. Only official personnel is allowed down here. Inspector Lestrade has given us permission to speak with your prisoner. No offense, Your Honor, but I'll need more than your say-so in sharpest like mine. Otherwise, my superior will have my hide. Do we have a permission slip or anything on us? No, we still got the wet rag. Maybe I could give you that. It is urgent that I speak with Inspector Gregson immediately. Then I call to Scotland Yard urgently. I've never seen Gregson in Bow Street for all the 17 years I've worked here. Alright. Fine. That way. It's gonna be so freaking official. At least this game actually does make you go get official papers and everything. You know, like in real life. It's your typical reality TV loving, shite music loving drones who cave into anything that's considered current and cool. Idiots who can't think for themselves. Yeah. So long as they keep buying shite pushed into their face, Hollywood will continue to make money off them. Yep. I mean, it's a remake, but all the millennials and the new people don't know that it's a remake. They're like, oh, it's a new movie, I'm gonna watch this, it looks interesting. While all us who love the classics are like, stop. Please stop. Most of humanity, then. I tried to speak one of the prisoners being held at Bow Street Police Court, and Hastings won't let you in. So no, say no more, Mr. Holmes. That one takes his duties a bit too serious to my way of thinking. I believe he'd pull his caution on the Queen herself if she came in without a pass. Here you are. This should satisfy him. Thank you, Sergeant. Yeah, you got a pass. We got the hall pass, now we can go to the bathroom. Can I go to the bathroom? I don't know, can you? May I? No. Damn it. Speaking of Sherlock Holmes banned classic stuff, anyone seen Holmes and Watson? I heard it was really bad. I've heard that too. That it wasn't a really funny movie. I mean, it's supposed to be a comedy, but it's not even a good comedy. I think it's, wasn't it Will Ferrell and, who was the other guy? I mean, they've done movies together before. Joko Scalpeli ratkaistu? Ei vielä, mutta saa nähdä. Now they keep making millennial movies. And also, I've heard everybody getting sick of the Marvel superhero movies. This person is not sick of them at all. I want them all. Hey noob, straight out of sauna is really a proper word and not slang, cause Twitch seems to recognize it as a proper word. Yeah, but outa is a proper word in slang. It's out of put together. Outa. Out of. Yeah, John C. Reilly, that's the one, yeah. I mean, they've done movies together, a lot of them, but I don't think they're very good. Well, they have a good chemistry together, but their movies are not great. If you ask me, they're not good comedies. They always got the same jokes going over and over and over, so I would imagine that Holmes and Watson wouldn't be that good of a comedy. If you want a good comedy about Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson over here, you should watch from, I think it's from the 70s or something like that, a Sherlock Holmes comedy starring Michael Caine as Sherlock Holmes, where Dr. Watson gets captured and he reveals that Dr. Watson is actually the intellect who solves all the crimes, but Sherlock Holmes takes the credit because Dr. Watson wants to stay in the shadows. But Dr. Watson gets captured and now Sherlock Holmes, the idiot, has to try to solve the case. Without a clue, yeah, that's the one. Ben Kingsley was in that as well? Huh, I remember. But it's a good comedy. That's a good comedy of Sherlock Holmes. Highly recommended. As long as they make them good, I am just in a corner a la hobo with a shotgun to shoot them in the face if they frack up MCU. So far, it's all been good. I'm actually just waiting to see how well Captain Marvel and then the Endgame are done. And also Spider-Man and Far From Home. 3 movies for the MCU coming out. We shall see. My highest hope is for the Endgame, how well it's going to be done. By the way, the raccoon that was digitized for Rocket has passed away. Aww. Rip Mr. Raccoon and Rocket for the win, yep. Never seen that one. I will have to bookmark that one to watch it. Yeah, you should. Without a Clue. That's the name of the movie. Like Spicky said there. Allow the bearer of this pass access and freedom to question any and all prisoners being held at the Bow Street Police Court. Signed, Sergeant Jeremy Duncan, Officer of the Day. Why not Officer of the Month? Very good, Mr. Holmes. You and Dr. Watson may enter. Mel Brooks was fun as well. High anxiety, etc. are fun. A lot of his movies are fun. Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, Men in Tights. I actually rewatched that recently. The Producers, Spaceballs. It's just something that's escaping my mind right now. But there's various Mel Brooks movies that are just funny as heck. I really need to rewatch Spaceballs. Haven't seen that in years. Still remember the movie though, but I still need to watch it again because I haven't seen it in a long while. Just found Without a Clue on YouTube. I'd post a link, but I don't have permission. Don't do it. I don't want you to post links here to YouTube. I'm sure if people want to watch the movie, they'll search for it themselves. Can Jeremy British that Sherlock Holmes, you know? Jeremy Brett as Sherlock Holmes. No idea. YouTube is an evil conglomerate now. I want to say evil. They're not really evil. They're just stupid. That's what they are. Stupid. Though of medium build, Blackwood looks small in his solitary cell. His hair is disheveled. His hooded eyes have disappeared beneath a furrowed brow. Large drops of sweat dot his forehead, notwithstanding the fact that the room temperature is slightly lower than a meat locker. Cold sweat. That's what you usually call that. That's why I was just saying I found it in 1080p too. Jeremy Brett's Holmes is the best one. He nailed the manic side. Next Commodore stream, please try Sherlock for a bit. Why not? I'll give it a try. Hei Jauho! Kuis menee? This looks like an interesting game. So oot missannut 2 striimiä kuule. Mä oon aika pitkällä tässä pelissä. Ja sanon vaan. Just told Jauho that I've done 2 streams of it and I'm pretty far in the game. But it's a good game. It's a really good game. I have evidence that will put a rope around your neck before Christmas, Blackwood. Confess. Your reputation for subtlety is undeserved, Mr. Holmes. You can hardly detect a man who is about to die. Never mind, the threat is bogus in any case. I've only been charged with stolen property. The stolen property charge is a temporary expedient, Mr. Blackwood. Soon you'll be indicted for murder in the 1st degree. Now here's a friendly word. Once the English judicial system traps a capital criminal in its capacious maw, it chews on him like a piece of tough mutton, and after it breaks him down, it unceremoniously spits him out like a repulsive piece of gristle. Would you not wish to spare yourself that aggravation? Apparently not. Seems like he doesn't care because he's a Nazar. Just played several hours of Warhammer Vermintide 2. I haven't tried that. I've played Vermintide 1, but not Vermintide 2. He's just like a nice guy. Let him out of the cell. Mr. Blackwood, your situation is precarious, to put it mildly. Do you have anything to say to mitigate your crime? Anything that might save you from the hangman? Mr. Holmes, it was an accident, I swear. I didn't mean to kill that girl. I was hired to find a letter that she was supposed to be holding. What was in this letter? A bit of August. I never found it. I searched her digs and her dressing room and it came up empty. So I held her up outside the theater, figuring she had it on her. Blackwood, you murdered the woman. Why, if you merely wanted to rob her?
getting to that, she panicked, see? And I got overexcited. I sliced her to make her stop screaming. But it's my training, understand? I went for the carotid artery. She was dead in seconds. Then I tried to make it look like the Ripper done it. Cut her up and took her jewelry.
So that the job wasn't a total loss. What a sordid story. A simple robbery turns into the heinous crime of a young woman. What could be worse?
Since you asked, it turns out that Sarah Caraway was the wrong girl. She's a redhead, you see. I was supposed to be looking for her sister Anna Caraway, who's a blonde. It's Anna who supposedly has the letter.
How did you discover your error?
Party had hired me. Oh, gent, very high tone, if you know what I mean. He became very agitated when I described Sarah, and after I told him she didn't have the letter and that she was deceased, he yells, "Sarah!" says he. "You idiot, it's Miss Anna Caraway who has the letter." "I beg your pardon," says I, "but you never told me her Christian name. You just said her name was Caraway." The nerve of some people. I just left him standing there in St. James Park, fuming at the sky.
Who is this gentleman?
Said his name was Fitzroy, but I'm certain that's a lie. People lie to me when they need my services. It's a sad commentary on human nature, isn't it?
Why did he hire you?
I've got a tidy reputation among the upper classes. I've done many strong-arm stuff, a touch of blackmail, and a bit of dealing goods and without the benefit of a sales machine. But I've never killed. Until now. It was an accident, I swear.
Swear no more, Mr. Blackwood. Let the facts tell the tale. And also the confession that he just gave. To whom did you try to sell Miss Caraway's jewelry?
I've given you plenty, Holmes. How many others do you want me to drag down into this hole?
All of them. Hey, Goffertso. Hey, Grumble. This killer is a lot more dapper than most. Yeah. Did my sub come already, or is Twitch the effed up? I think it came through already. Got excited, so I sliced her. Did he say something like that? Yeah. He got overexcited, so he sliced her. 2 is super fun, and the RPG elements in it makes the game have lots of replay value, and it's available on the Humble monthly at the moment for just around 10 euros. Comes with the Earth Defense Force and Cultist Simulator 2, and the rest games next month. Earth Defense Force, huh? I should look at Humble. Didn't notify me at all. Or maybe it didn't come through. So he killed the wrong person then, yep. He killed the person and it was the wrong person. Would you be playing Case of the Roast 2? I don't think so. I don't think I've ever played that one. I'll have to check if I have ever played it, but I highly doubt I will. I mean, there's so many games still on the suggestion list. Like I said, this whole year is just gonna be suggested games from the list, so I won't be taking more suggestions. But I'll look into it. I'll just have to see if I've ever played it myself. I don't remember if I have. Maybe I have. Maybe not. I'll have to check. What a hideous entangled web has been woven, Watson. It boggles the mind, Holmes. Mine is fairly reeling. What a horrible crime. I don't want to open Dr. Watson. I am not a murderer. Was there anything else we could get from here? I don't remember anymore.
Let's see if I can get something out of this man.
Nothing. Not so. Can we talk to these gentlemen over here? You might as well try conversing with the furniture for all the attention these two twits will pay you. Upper-class twits. But are they worthy of the upper-class twit of the year? Can they drive over themselves with a car? Can they wake up the neighbor? So, where could we go to get some clues?
Ah, a clue, Sherlock, a clue.
That is what we need. Augie, you got anything for me? Nope. Although he did mention the park. I haven't seen any new park opened up anywhere. So maybe Anna is home now? I get the feeling that Anna is either 1, dead, 2, hiding. I would hope for the latter. But if she is hiding, who knows where, because nobody else knows. Hey there, John Colt. I solved it. The butler did it with the candlestick in the library. Damn it! I was just about to say it would be Colonel Mustard in the kitchen with a plunger. Although plunger is not really a weapon. And SuperClan is here as well, of course. I've always been around and will always be around.
Babies of the same.
A particularly lovely room, is it not, Watson? Do you see anything of interest? Only Miss Carraway's housekeeper. The woman applies to the concentration of a diamond cutter to a job that any child can do. People are strange, Holmes. Good time to arrive because we're playing Monkey Island today. Of course it's Monkey Island, can't you tell that we got Guybrush Threepwood here with his sidekick, Wally D-Feed. And this is Elaine Marley right here. Haven't you ever played Monkey Island? Did Twitch change the subbing so that I can only make an announcement when my new sub month starts? Since Twitch claims that I still got 10 till month 5. I do not know. I mean, Twitch has changed the badges and the announcement in some ways, but I just don't know anymore. The changes that they did are weird. Just accept that the Twitch is weird again, and that's it. I'm sure nobody can answer your questions, Gunfoot, so other than Twitch itself. And even they won't give you an answer, I'm sure of it. Even if you ask, they're like,
There we did things and it now stops.
It's like, yeah, that's the answer I was looking for.
I assume that you have not found Anna, gentlemen. If there is the treachery afoot, she may be in danger this very minute.
Oh, the problem is, I wouldn't even know where to start. Hey, Zerp. I regret to inform you, sir, that Anna's disappearance is more than a wretched coincidence.
I suspected as much. This is a serious and tragic muddle, if I'm any judge, and I am. Urgency must be our watchword, gentlemen.
Urgency indeed, extreme urgency. That's all we had to say, apparently. Did you solve any case yet? Well, we have solved the case of Sarah Caraway's murder. Blackwood did it, but it was the wrong target. Totally wrong target. Blackwood was supposed to go after Anna Caraway, and he killed Sarah by accident because he got very excited and stabbed her in the artery, which killed her in she bled out in seconds. And then mutilated her body to make it look like Jack the Ripper did it. So yeah, he is a psychopath. Total psychopath. Now we're just after who did Dundu hire him. And also try to find out where the heck Anna Caraway is hiding at. A yo and a ho. And a yo-yo with a ho-ho. Guten even. Guten Abend. I guess the same guys did stuff to the servers too. It has been constant buffering today. Which has been very buffery lately. I don't know what they've done to the servers that it's so buffery. Even watching Red Quit sometimes just stops and then continues. Stops for a couple of seconds and continues. I don't know what's going on with it. Captain Planet, yeah. I really should change my character's look in the raffle because Captain Planet is not working. I get my ass kicked every time. Every single time I get my ass kicked right in the beginning. Only once I've been in the top 10 in the raffle. Is it still the same case with the girl in the alley? Well, like I said, that we have solved already, but we're looking for her sister now. But yes, it's still the same game. Same case. I mean, this is not like there's a case after case after case, like different episodes or something. It's just one game with one case. But it's a much more convoluted case of just a girl killed in an alley. Because we've solved that part already, and now we need to find the rest of it. You made your character red, so it's easy to see when I get knocked out. I still haven't won once. Only once gotten close, but that's it. I'm thinking of trying to make my character look more like Spider-Man next time. Instead of Captain Planet, because the Captain Planet doesn't work. Where could we find any kind of information on where Anna Caraway could be? That's what we're doing here. We're trying to find her. I won the TMR raffle, so I'm okay not winning Red Goose. Cool. If anybody's got any idea where I should try to go next, feel free to suggest. I'm sure Eldritch or somebody knows exactly where I'm supposed to go. Let's see, where could... That's a possibility. That is not a possibility. Me and Raisin both won games in one stream. Whoa. I haven't seen Raisin in my streams in a long while. Raisin and Renzo have both not been here in a long while. Hound of Baskerville, not the Hounds, it's Hound, just one. Of Baskerville was my first true horror experience as a kid. Anna's house keeps secrets still. That's what Anna's house. I'm thinking of Anna's house would be the place to go, but I need to get rid of the goddamn housekeeper so we can look further into the bedroom, but she won't leave. And I don't know how to get her out of there. What are the odds that 2 Jurtanis wins in the same stream? 1 out of 500. When are you going to play Minecraft again? Probably next year. I mean, something that I enjoy playing, but I'm not gonna be, like, making it a constant thing. Raisin has not been here in a while. I wonder if those neighbors of his finally got him. No, he's online on my Discord, but he never comes to the streams anymore. At least Renzo gave me the explanation that he's playing a lot of games these days, so he hasn't time to just watch streams. Because he plays with friends, so they're on voice chat or something like that. But Raisin hasn't said anything, so I don't know. So I do not know. How do I get rid of this old hag? You heard me. Old. Maybe if I make a little destruction downstairs. I like the creative mode in Minecraft, just building something without restrictions. I don't really like that myself. He keeps odd hours, might just be sleeping in the evenings. No, it's more like the evenings are the morning for Raisin, because he is a night owl. But there could be that he's been having insomnia for a while so much that he's super tired and not thinking straight. That's a possibility, you know. How about I move one of these plants? Yep, that was it. Needed to make this place dirty. We have ruined the nice carpet now. Wahahahahaha. Excuse me, madam. I'm afraid we've knocked over a plant downstairs. What? Dirt on the floor? Out of my way, young man. Now we're in business. The statue is the one that has caught my eye all the time. Because she said that you must not touch the statue. And I must. A book. Small leather-bound volume sits inside an indentation carved in the pedestal. There. Now everything's tidy again. So what is this book? It appears to be Anna Carraway's diary. Her private thoughts, feelings, and movements are recorded in a neat, irregular hand. The most recent entry is lengthy. In brief, it reveals that on learning of her sister's death, she hired some detective expert in the recovery of stolen property. She believed her sister's jewelry would be pawned by the killer. The jewelry itself was not particularly valuable, but a letter whose value is beyond description was concealed in the pendant. The entry ends with a chilling sentence: if they are not successful in recovering the pendant, I will be alone in the world, my poor sister dead and my child lost to me forever. Huh. Okay. And this helps us how exactly? Can we now open the music box as well? Just to see if there's anything there. There's a small ornate drawer in the bottom of the music box. It's already open. Open the drawer. Pick up the drawer. Top of the music box is hinged, allowing access to the winding mechanism. Can we just use it? Can't do that. Use the drawer. So the statue was the more important. Can we move the painting? Can it be moved? Can we pick up some of these apples? How about these other fruit? How about any of the toiletries? Doesn't seem to be anything else of importance around here. I think that diary was the thing that we needed. My backlog just expanded, both the Nino Kuni games and all 4 Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm games. I'll never finish these. Do you like Rick and Morty?
Yep.
Probably should rewatch the seasons again.
As I said, again.
At least she's not putting the dirt under the carpet. Wubba dubba dub dub. Wubba lubba dub dub. That's what he says. Wubba lubba dubba dub. Best bars in Men in Tights are starting. Always when they make new Robin Hood movie, they burn down our village. Damn you, Mel Brooks, and then the patrol arrow part. Hey, Durgan. So maybe we can go back to Mr. Farthington and inform him about this diary that we found. No, actually, we should go to the morgue because it has the pendant.
I assume that you have not found the dabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-do.
Because we need that pendant and the morgue has it. So we need to go get that. But she did inform me in the diary that the pendant has that something that we need. May I view Sarah's personal effects again, of course, Mr. Holmes? That's not the one that we need, is it? Cannot be opened. How long do you need these things? I mean, you've had them here forever already. Anything from Gregson? Nope. Also, now that I'm thinking about it, the goblin, since you asked earlier, I think I have played a Case of the Rose Tattoo, now that I think about it. I suddenly remember things from that game, and I'm confusing it for this game. So I'm sure I have played it. I'll still need to confirm this, like look up a video or just screenshots of the game.
Where could we go to look for some jewelry?
And the other game that you have never played.
I have no idea what this joke is.
Instant jump. Did you enjoy your snow, Gabriel? No snow here, I'm afraid. The polar vortex didn't reach the equator, yeah? I think Grumble might be mistaking you for somebody else. Because Gabriel lives in Hawaii. Speaking of remakes, I think some old retro games could do with remaking. Yeah, there are plenty that could do with a remake. They showed on the news that Hawaii had snow the other day. Really? Gabriel would have said something about it. I'm sure he would have. I'm sure he would have been like Wallace, like, hey, we got snow. I think they should remake Heart of Africa and add a little more depth. I'm sure they made games like that before already. I wouldn't rule out someone screwing up at the news report. Gateway to Apshai. Well, there's plenty of those kind of games already. So they don't need to remake Gateway to Apshai. I mean, there's plenty like that already. Dungeon crawlers and all that.
I have no clue on where I should go.
Did you fully question Blackwood? Some locations seem to be missing. Okay, let's go back to and question him again. Okay. Probably a record snowfall on Mauna Kea, Hawaii's tallest mountain on Big Island or something. Probably. I mean, if one place could have... Oi, stop right there! This purpose is restricted. Go back the way you came or there will be trouble. Damn. They say that he's taking his job very seriously. A bit too seriously. But the only place where in Hawaii there would be snow would be a mountaintop. Mauna Kea gets snow most winters, but my island only receives snow every blue moon or so, then it melts within hours. Would you imagine?
It would seem, Mr. Blackwood, that you recovered the letter you were hired for after all.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Holmes?
And I had given the letter to Sarah for safekeeping. It was hidden in the pendant you took from her that you murdered her. Now if you expect any leniency at all, you will reveal the whereabouts of your fence.
Ironic, isn't it, Holmes? I do my job and get the rope for it. Well, it won't do me any good where I'm going. Talk to the party name of Jameson. He has a pawn shop on the other side of the river. A perfect front for his line of work. You know, I have made a few business dealings over the years. He's a clever brute. I'm pretty well connected.
Alright. That's what we needed. Read the diary and then come back here because he did steal the jewelry after all. Anything else?
Do you have anything more to tell us, Mr. Blackwood?
I've coughed up everything I know. I hope you can save me from swinging.
Truth to tell, Blackwood, I doubt it. But you knew that, didn't you? You may feel better with a clear conscience. I, unfortunately, do not. Yeah, you're gonna be hanging for sure, mister. I mean, you murdered somebody. In the first degree, and mutilated the corpse. You're gonna be hanging. Hanging tight. Jameson's buying and selling. Pawn shop, alright. Säätiedotuksen mukaan olisi perjantaina shortsikeli. Saa nähdä. A charming papier-mâché figure fitted with a painted china head. The doll wears the traditional cap of a Dutch dairymaid. With its worn ebony tuning, pegs, and artificially aged walnut veneer, this instrument is masquerading as a handcrafted 18th century Italian violoncello. In point of fact, the instrument was produced in a cheap-side factory sometime in the last decade. This is the Thomas A. Edison model, popular in the previous decade. This machine plays only tinfoil records, which have recently been eclipsed by the Berliner groove discs. Ooh. This large snare drum purports to be a replica of the type used by John Philip Sousa's U.S. Marine Band. Didn't they make a song that is well known? A stunning green safety bicycle manufactured at the James Starley Works in Coventry. Smartly equipped with the revolutionary Dunlop pneumatic tires, it promises to make all other types of velocipedes obsolete. Sherlock is aika paranoid. Hey there, Jop. I can send you guys snow. We have plenty too much, in fact, and it's snowing at the moment. Yeah, it snowed here today, but it turned into rain. In southern Finland, it's getting warmer. Very upper class. I finally have my headset. I can teach you how to play the tiny epic games. I have most of them on Tabletop Simulator. Another doll. A charming prepare is the same thing. The same doll. These are the same items. The clock is the same. The doll is the same. The description of the doll is the same. Shop's glass-covered display counter holds coins, rings, pendants, bracelets, freestanding gems, and other easily concealable portable items.
I wonder if he has the pendant in there. I would not be surprised. Because that's what we're looking for.
The owner, Nigel Jameson. The proprietor is a full-bodied man dressed in commercial tweed. His face is dominated by penetrating brown eyes. His mouth, now turned slightly inward, looks like it might, in a relaxed state, meet the world with a permanent smirk. Let's talk to Watson first. See anything you like?
Several things. That bicycle's a corker.
Or the cello might be nice. I could learn to play and we could perform duets.
Or perhaps do parts of Beethoven's sublime quartets.
Spare us both, Doctor. Mrs. Hudson has opined that even one musician in the household may be a superfluity. I have a good reason to believe that you have recently come into illegal possession of an oval-shaped ivory pendant on a heavy gold chain.
You may have reason to believe, sir, but do you have evidence?
I do indeed. George Blackwood himself gave me your name from his cozy cell in Bow Street.
If you won't believe the word of an incarcerated criminal, sir, you are a fool. Good day. He's gonna be a tough one.
I would like to buy a few items and perhaps some information.
All items are priced as marketed, their prices are negotiable. Information will certainly carry a slightly higher price tag unless you simply require directions.
Indeed I do. I saw you at the Surrey commercial docks receiving the pendant from George Blackwood.
I doubt that. If you have no business to conduct, then don't let me detain you.
Ah, damn, this guy is
unbelievable.
I do not believe that I would have much difficulty in convincing the police that you were an accessory after the fact to the murder of the young woman whose pendant you received.
Murder? No, let's not be hasty. I recall the pendant. I didn't know it was stolen. There is a transaction. I'm a man of business. I rely on the good faith of my...
Save it for Inspector Lestrade, Mr. Jameson. Where is the pendant?
I sold it almost right after I got hold of it to a private inquiry agent named Moorhead. He knows me, knows I deal with a certain class of goods, if you take my meaning. He gives an office in the city. You can find him there, I suppose. That's all I know of him.
Has anyone else approached you about the pendant? I remind you to be frank with me.
Now that you mention it, yes. Shortly after I sold the pendant to Moorhead, one of my regular clients came looking for a pendant. Though he used different means than you, he persuaded me to tell him to whom I had sold it.
What is the so-called client's name?
Hunt. Robert Hunt.
What do you know about him?
As little as possible, if you take my meaning. He is what's known in my business as
rough trade.
Alright. On to the next place. Save the game in Wild Goose Chase.
It's not really a wild goose chase, but you know, we're just chasing people all around. Now, where is this next place? There we are. Moorhead and Gardner Detective Agency. Oh, might be one of those investigators that Anna Caraway hired. I mean, it's possible. A frame photo taken from the Aberdeen Illustrated Gazette. The picture shows a stern-faced provincial constable and carries the caption, "Officer Gardner foils burglary attempt." The man is of middle years and of otherwise undistinguished appearance. Dr. Watson, ever the observant professional, appears perplexed. He may wonder how the receptionist can work with her desk in such a precarious and disorganized condition. A conventional portrait of Queen Victoria, enthroned and costumed in her imperial regalia. Such a picture is often thought to lend an aura of solidity and respectability to an otherwise tawdry commercial enterprise. The Monty Python music, wasn't that Susan? I think it was. Probably. En ehkä lähti shortsilla plus joo, mutta kosteus lähentelee 90% tuulee 4-6 metriä sekunnissa ainakin täällä. Terassikeli. En menisi sanoa itekään. Ja kun laivalla aina siltä trubaduurilta kysytään, että sota paranoidi, niin se vetää sen joka kerta. A meticulously dressed young woman. She is concentrating on her work in a manner that a potential client might consider rude. She's trying to tidy the desk, which is almost beyond help. Cluttered and secretarial paraphernalia. The desk supports writing pads, sheets of paper, ink blotter, letter opener, paper clips, nail file, cheap novels, and a selection of teacups. Everything is piled precariously enough to court disaster. It invites the impression that very little work gets done here. Philo Remington's name is written across the top of this old typewriting machine. Presumably it was once a useful office tool, but now that many of its keys are broken and there is no ink ribbon in evidence, it is no more than a very heavy paperweight. Perhaps it possesses sentimental value. The tube appears to penetrate the wall of the room behind the door. If it works properly, the tube serves as a convenient means of communication between offices and reduces the risk of strained vocal cords. A heavy oak door with a secure lock probably leads to the agency's inner office. The names Moorhead and Gardner are stenciled on the glass portion of the door. The glass is opaque and at least 1/2 inch thick, making it quite a formidable door. Got some superhero music playing. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my colleague Dr. Watson. We wish to speak to one of the principals, preferably Mr. Moorhead. I'm Violet Granger, confidential assistant to the gentleman. Mr. Moorhead, there's a Mr. Sherlock Holmes here to see you. Mr. Moorhead? Hello? You must have stepped out while I was on my tea break. Oh yes, here's a note. Back in an hour or two, HM. You can leave your card if you like. Might we speak to Mr. Gardner then? No, Mr. Gardner hasn't been in today, which is most aggravating if you'd like to know. Why are you perturbed with Mr. Gardner, if I may ask? Because I'm bursting with curiosity, that's why. A client who must remain nameless, you understand, summoned him to a midnight rendezvous at the zoo in Regent's Park. I saw the telegram. There was some nonsense about bringing her jewelry, but I know that she was about, and so did Mr. Gardner. He left here with a smile on his face. Mr. Moorhead and I had quite a laugh about it. Mr. Gardner's a bachelor, you know. He has... Was that client Miss Anna Caraway? However did you know that? The thot plickens. Miss Granger, we are assisting the police in an investigation of a criminal matter. May we examine Mr. Moorhead's office?
Certainly not. Even if I could give you my permission, you couldn't get in. Mr. Moorhead always locks the door when he leaves, and he says you couldn't break into that office with a hammer.
I would believe so after the description of the door.
The thot plickens.
It's pronounced opaque, not opaque. Right. I always forget that.
This agency seems to be a peculiar enterprise, Watson. Do you think these so-called detectives detect anything besides their way to the nearest public house?
Such sarcasm does not become you, Holmes. I'm sure there are a number of tasks for which these gentlemen's particular skills are more than adequate.
I wonder, Watson. Does it seem to you likely that our Miss Carraway would choose such a remote spot as a zoological gardens for an evening
Assignation. Ugh.
assignation?
In all honesty, Holmes, there is not much about this entire affair that I would characterize as likely. Why not an appointment at the zoo?
Why indeed, point taken, Watson. Perhaps we should visit Regent's Park ourselves.
Perhaps we should.
Do you have any ideas that will further our investigation, Watson?
I'm sorry, Holmes, my imagination is as empty as my wallet. Don't be putting yourself down that much. You're a doctor. Nice moment to use those cards. Oh yeah, I should do that actually. Forgot to do that. It came to my mind that now I can use my cards, and then I didn't even do that.
Please make sure that Mr. Moorhead receives this. It is imperative that we speak with him as soon as possible. I'll make sure he contacts you at his earliest convenience.
Thanks for the reminder, Eldridge.